Hey y'all, I'm Brer Sam, and this is one of my movie reviews. You see, I love watching movies, and the way I operate with movies is that I want to watch it and I want to talk about it. So I've started this thing where I watch a movie once a week, and then I make a movie review and put it on YouTube for you guys to hear. And this one, a lot of you Elvis fans out there might be interested to know that I watched one of his movies today. It's called Live a Little, Love a Little. And what it implied to me was that I knew that Elvis played a photographer in it, so I thought it would be one of those movies where he was trying to balance his work life and his love life. But really, it's not that. And let's just say, it's not what I expected, because, first of all, my parents had never heard of it. And they speak very highly of Elvis movies like Blue Hawaii or Jailhouse Rock. But they'd never heard of this one, and neither had I. I basically wanted to watch it because I read that it had Sterling Holloway in it. He's a big favorite of mine. But when I did watch it, what came out of it was unexpected and potentially terrible. Yeah. I love Elvis, do not get me wrong, but this story was, no, it's not for me. What is the story? You got Elvis, he's playing a photographer named Greg Nolan, and it opens with him on this beach, and he meets this girl who has like 7 different names, and the one that she's called the most is Bernice, and she has a dog called Albert, who honestly stole the show for me. I liked him. But the first thing she did with Elvis was try and get him to make love to her, and the rest of the movie is just her trying to get him to love her. Like, she does whatever it takes. I mean, she gets him fired from his job. She gets him evicted from his home so he'll have nowhere to live but with her. And, she does everything she can to keep him with her. She even pretended to conk herself in the head with a vacuum? When I saw her laying on the floor when Elvis came in, I immediately knew that it was part of her schemes. Because, seriously, when I saw her like that, I was like, she did that on purpose! And she did. When he wasn't around, she was completely fine. And then when she heard him coming, she would just go back to being incapacitated. Yeah, not cool. And it's also really confusing because she also has a lot of dates who call her by different names. Like, Sterling Holloway calls her Betty. One guy calls her Susie. And then there's the guy that you see the most of with her, and this guy Harry, and he's played by Dick Sargent, who, you guessed it, is Darren from Bewitched. Yeah, and he's who you see the most of with her. And he calls her Bernice, and it's weird to see her with him because, it's like they're scheming together just to get Elvis to stay. Like, for instance, at one point he sells his house, he needs to pick up his car and he needs to see her. Yeah. It's all just schemes. And I admire Elvis for being cognizant about it. He knows what's going on, and actually he does stand up to her, sorry. And you do see Elvis get new jobs in one building, and that's it needs a photographer for an advertising magazine or something, and there's a lot of girls there, and most of them don't wear many clothes. I'm not gonna get into that one for the fans of mine who are a little conservative. But Elvis gets a job there. He gets 2 jobs there with one guy and another guy, and one of those guys is played by Rudy Vallee. I know. Anna, I know you're watching this, so you're probably thinking, oh, Lord Fogg is in this. Yeah, he is. Yeah, Lord Fogg from Batman is in this. And I'll have you know that there are a fair few moments where Elvis is brawling with his company like Batman and Robin. But what all of this adds up to, it just makes it a movie about nothing. My mother actually said that, I watched this with my mother, and she said this is the worst movie about nothing. And for the most part, she's right. The only thing that's really likable in Live a Little, Love a Little is Elvis. Because think about it, he's Elvis! And the songs are good too. There was one song in there that really appealed to me. I think it's called "The Edge of Reality," and it's got Elvis dancing up in this colorful background. He's singing about this girl who's gotten him like in love or something. Like he's starting to fall in love, and the song is just good. You should look it up. It's good. It's very good. And there was another romantic song in there when he finally falls in love with this Bernice woman, and the song is great. The scene is beautiful, but the way she got him to fall in love with her, no. Yeah. So, yeah. Elvis and his music are the only likable things in Live a Little, Love a Little. So yeah, if there's only 2 likable things in there, this movie's pretty bad. It's not really the worst, it's mostly just boring. There's nothing ethically wrong with it, I guess. But for the most part, it's not that good. Yeah, I mean, movies like Jailhouse Rock or Blue Hawaii probably made Elvis a lot of money, so they had to squeeze out another one, and that's what we got. Yeah. But if it looks good to you, I can't make a promise that you like it, but if you want to check it out, go ahead. It's got some good stuff. Sure. Take it for what it's worth. It's not one of Elvis's best movies. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye!